Snake Eyes is now available on the big screen to go and watch. This is starring Henry Golding, and this is basically the G.I. Joe reboot with an origin story about Snake Eyes. And if you guys know about it and you're a G.I. Joe fan, you're probably excited about this one. This one is all about his origin, where he experienced something very traumatic in his childhood. He grows up, he saves the clan apparent heir, and now he's been taken in and being trained as a ninja. So I'm going to tell you guys exactly how I felt about this film. But let me know in the comments below, what did you all think about this movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it in the comments below. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe as well. And without further ado, let's jump into this review of Snake Eyes. Okay, so Snake Eyes. Look, I'm gonna be completely honest here. I'm gonna be completely honest. Those other two G.I. Joe movies, I honestly don't like them at all. I couldn't even get through one of them. I can't remember which one, but one of them I couldn't get through. And I've never been a big G.I. Joe fan. I wasn't growing up with that. I know there's a lot of people that grew up with that stuff, and they are very attached to it. I didn't. But, however, when I saw the trailer for Snake Eyes, I gotta say, the trailer was straight away was like, okay, we're talking about ninjas. It looks absolutely epically awesome. Henry Golding is a brilliant actor, and I love him as well. So, you have a recipe for success for me. You've put it in Japan as well, and I'm there. I'm absolutely all there. So, I went in, and I watched this movie, expecting to just be entertained, have some fun, enjoy it. And I tell you what, that's what I got. That's what I got from this movie. I had a lot of fun. I did. And I thought it was pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was pretty good. Now, this is coming from a guy that is not a G.I. Joe fan. So, there is no pre-bias to what I'm about to say or anything like that. But overall, I enjoyed this film quite a bit. Quite a bit. Where do I even begin? I mean, I've got to begin. I thought the performances were great. I have to say the performances. Henry Golding carries the film. He was brilliant in this movie as well. I really liked him as Snake Eyes. He did portray this traumatic, vengeful person that I could resonate with why he was doing what he was doing. And I was always rooting for him though, and that's a good sign. When you've got me rooting for the hero, even when he's about to make decisions that I'm like, come on dude, don't do that. You know you don't want to do that, but he does do it, and then you feel like, oh come on dude, man, you're better than that. And I think they got that over. I was attached to Snake Eyes. I cared about his character. I cared about the decisions he was going to make, and I cared for what was going to happen to him. And when you do that, you've got me hooked straight away. I'm hooked on his character. The other characters are quite good as well. I think his name's Tommy. He's the heir apparent that Snake Eyes saves and then comes over. I liked his character as well. He goes through a cool character arc as well. And at the end, I mean, I guess if you're a G.I. Joe fan, you know where like these characters and where they end up. But at the end, it made total sense to why the Snake Eyes and Tommy's character both went down those paths, and it made complete sense. And I thought that was good. I enjoyed their relationship together and just the things that what was going to happen. I really thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed that. The story aspect, look, it's a pretty generic story, but for a movie that is supposed to be the first movie in a franchise, it's a decent plot. It's decent enough. It's executed well. It's not going to be your big in-depth plot or anything like that. It's pretty standard plot where, you know, obviously something happens to the child. He grows up. He wants vengeance. His rage and anger is taking over him. So he's making stupid decisions because he's after this one goal, and then bam, something happens and he finds out something which changes him. And it's pretty all, you know, stuff we've seen before, but it's executed well. Like, I don't mind if it's stuff we have seen before, as long as it's executed well, I have no problems with it. It's just when you do the same thing over and over and over again and it's not executed properly all the time, and then it becomes a jumbled mess that we've already seen before. But this story is a pretty generic story, but it works for this type of movie because the strongest point of this movie is the action. I enjoyed the action quite a lot. The fighting, the sword fighting, I thought it was absolutely awesome. It was incredible. Oh, it was just awesome. I gotta say, I enjoyed the action so much. There's so many cool moments. They use the slow-mo properly in this action sequences as well. And some of the stuff they do, I was just sitting there, I was like, that is freaking cool as shit. Like, you go into these ninja films like this expecting to see ninja-like stuff. And that's what they give you. And that's all I can ask for. I was entertained throughout. And it wasn't just action for the sake of action. It had story and narrative purpose as well throughout the action sequences. They were trying to tell a story throughout the action fights, which makes it a lot better for the fights because then it's more meaningful. So when Snake Eyes is fighting one of the bad guys, I understand what is happening in that fight and why this fight is so important and what the outcome could be for our characters and how the characters are developing throughout the fight. And I really enjoyed that quite a lot. Now, it is quite a good film to set up a franchise. That's what they're going for, and this does set up the franchise with certain characters going in certain directions, characters being brought in, and other characters as well, and establishing what is about to happen. So, I think this is, it's its own movie, but also sets up at the same time. It's not just a setup movie. It follows Snake Eye, and it's all about his development and his story, mixed in with setting up the other things. So it's sort of like Iron Man. When you watch Iron Man, it's Iron Man's story, but it sets up the bigger universe for what's about to come. And this does it as well. And I have no problems with it. I thought it was quite good in that aspect as well. Now, my major problem I had with it is the pacing in certain moments is quite slow and it does drag on a little bit. I think you could really cut this down from the length it is and just have it a bit tighter and a bit quicker because it's an action film. It's an action adventure film. So you don't want it to be boring in certain parts, but there is certain parts that I feel like you don't need in here, but you could just cut it down and tighten it up and it just flows so much better. But overall, I've got to say, as a non-G.I.JOE fan, I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. But sorry, there is one more complaint I have. Shaky Cam. We just need to get rid of it. We need to get rid of Shaky Cam. There's some moments in this movie with the action sequences where they do Shaky Cam, and it just annoys me. It really does annoy me. I'm not a big fan of the Shaky Cam stuff. It makes it so hard to follow the action. And there's one particular one where the action looked like it was pretty good, but I couldn't see it because they were shaking cam all over the place. So that's another nitpick for me. But let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of Snake Eyes? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it in the comments below. Smash that like button, hit subscribe as well, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.